Facial fillers, they can give you a more youthful boost, undoing the effects of time in a way. But you want the best result, and that starts with choosing the best option for you. To sort it out, we are leaning on the experience of our guest from Village Pointe Aesthetic Surgery and Dreams Med Spa, Dr. Ron Hollins. Good morning and welcome back.
Good morning.
All right, so facial fillers, we'll talk more in depth about how they work, the benefits, but let's start with who's a good candidate. What do you recommend there?
Well, you know, aging is a progressive process, and early on, prevention's important, and that may just require good skin care. As we begin to age, sometimes we elect to go with some fillers and some paralytic agents, Botox, and then as we get older, we oftentimes have to address extra skin, and so those are some of the surgical options. So, you know, everybody's a candidate for good skin care, and we think it's important to visit with somebody that has at their disposal all the options in skincare.
And that's where someone like you, with the sort of experience that you and your team have, guiding us through it, because not everybody is a good candidate for any one option, right?
That's right. You know, your neighbor may have had a good experience with Botox or fillers, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're at that particular stage in your life. And so it is important to visit with somebody that has a wide array of options available to them.
You just mentioned Botox and fillers. I don't know what the major differences are, and I'm guessing people at home might not either.
You know, Botox has been around for years, and Botox paralyzes muscles. We use it a lot in the forehead and around the eyes, and it paralyzes those muscles that cause us to crease our skin. And so we can smooth out the forehead in particular and those lines around the eyes by injecting Botox and paralyzing the muscles. Fillers are used usually around the mouth and the nasolabial folds, the folds around the mouth to mask some of the process of aging. So
it's basically the part of the face where you are most concerned about those lines or wrinkles setting in.
Sure.
Yeah, I just turned 31. We were talking in chat, and I smile and laugh a lot, and I'm starting to see those lines popping there.
You still look fantastic.
Oh, what do you want? Just kidding. We have some video. I don't know if we can start taking a look at this before and after treatment, and maybe you can tell us about this and how it works. But it looks at the gal there on the right side of the screen essentially breaks it down to immediately after treatment, and then a couple of weeks in, and then some months later. So this, for example, what is it called? How does it work?
We're looking at a patient that's been treated with Juvederm. Juvederm is used primarily around the mouth. We're able to give some volume to the lips. We're able to fill out some of the folds around the mouth, and you see some immediate benefits. They usually last about 6 months. It's something that has to be repeated over a course of time.
Safety, that'll be a question for some people.
Sure.
Are these safe? They've been around for a while.
They have been around for a while. They're made out of materials that are found in the body, and so they're well tolerated if used properly.
Tell us about what we're seeing here and the differences between the left and right side of this picture.
You know, this is another filler product, Radiesse, and what we're doing is filling out the nasal labial folds, the crease between the cheek and the upper lip, and it's just providing volume and masking some of the aging signs that we see about the mouth.
And again, this picture comes from an actual patient. This isn't digital enhancement in any way. That's what you could expect to see. And then finally, we've seen Juvederm, Radiesse, and then Sculptra. Tell us about it.
You know, Sculptra is an exciting product. I really enjoy working with Sculptra. I think what we've found lately is that a large portion of the changes relating to aging are loss of volume, loss of fat in the face. And so Sculptra is a product that really replaces the lost tissues, the lost fat, and really can do a lot to improve the appearance of the face.
So that's the volume.
That's volume, correct.
As you look at pictures of yourself when you were younger and you feel like the shape of your face has changed.
And
probably
it has.
because it has.
It has. It's you've lost a tremendous amount of volume as you age.
What about the number of treatments? You said, at least in one case when we were looking at the pictures for Juvederm, that you need to kind of pay additional visits 6 months or so down the road.
You know, Juvederm's a product that lasts about 6 months. The Radiesse lasts about a year, and Sculptra is a product that we inject over a course of about 3 months and then has to be touched up every 1 or 2 years. So
I know you don't want to brag on yourself, but I think this is important to talk about your experience being board certified and having all of the kind of the support of your team behind you and going through these different options and saying what is right for me. It all comes back to the result, doesn't it?
You have to identify the problem and treat it properly to get a result that's going to make a patient happy. And you know, sometimes they come in with a preconceived notion that they want Sculptra or Botox, and they may not be a good candidate. So trying to steer them in the right direction is part of the battle.
Yeah, where you have a natural look. I bet that's a question you hear a lot in your business. Well, a special offer today that we're delighted to share the details. When we're talking about Radiesse, Sculptra, Juvederm, you saw the videos, you saw pictures of the potential results with each of those. Well, right now when you mention the morning blend and throughout the month of August, you're going to save $75, and all you have to do is mention the show. Call, stop in, say, I saw Dr. Hollins on the morning blend and I'm really intrigued by one of these 3 options. Which do you think is best for me? That's essentially all you have to do or say to save that $75. This is where you find Village Point Aesthetic Surgery and Dreams Med Spa. It's 176th and Burke. Online, it's surgeryvp.com. So it's one website, essentially 2 family members, but you're going to learn a whole lot about the products, services, things they can do to help you there at surgeryvp.com. And the number 596-4000. Dr. Hollins, a pleasure to see you again. Thank you so much for coming in. 31, but I'm thinking in a few years, if I keep smiling and laughing, I'm going to need your help. Well, guests of the Morning Blend start their day with coffee from Pears Gourmet, the official coffee of the Morning Blend. To learn more about Pears, just go to OmahaMorningBlend.com and click on the Pears logo right on the home page. Well, coming up, planning for long-term care. It's the focus of a national campaign, making a stop in Omaha. We'll get you those details when we return.